We are in West Hall with a guy that has a very special company, Nomad Media. Adam Miller, how you doing, sir?
I'm fantastic today. How are you, Ryan?
Doing great. So tell us about Nomad, what you do and how you got started.
So I'm a big fan of alphabet soup. So we're an OTT MAM, meaning that we're an over-the-top media asset management solution for your media. Our customers are going to be customers that have a tremendous amount of content, petabytes of content, and they have no idea what's going on inside the media catalog. So we're going to use AI, we're going to use the technology stacks of lots of vendors, bring it all together, and create a Rolodex over the customer's media. And now they've got the ability to search, discover, share, collaborate, and really bring it to life.
Got it. All right, so I'm gonna share an example because we had a conversation, and then it really helps people put it into perspective, I think. So I used to work for Omnicom Media, a large ad agency conglomerate, owns a bunch of agencies. And in Fort Lauderdale, we were at a production facility, a post-production facility. Back in the day, we had Final Cut Server, and we had about 250,000 assets that we loaded in. And but the problem is that the human being had to put those tags into the system and say, this is a red Nissan Altima, this is a gray Nissan Rogue, it's a 2017 model, blah, 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 all that stuff. So you're telling me that you can literally put the footage in and it does what?
It just magically works. So the key is, we like to say those pesky humans. Yep. Those humans get in the way, to your point. They're not going to tag it right. They're not going to do it when they need to. It's not going to be a very effective solution. So that's where AI actually is beneficial. The buzz term of today, generative AI, that the whole world's using, we treat that a little bit like Fight Club, where the first rule of generative AI, you don't talk about generative AI. Instead, it's just happening magically behind the scenes.
Right.
So it's a huge part of our technology, but in reality, that's what's doing all that tagging and all that analysis.
Yeah, the problem that we had is that we loaded in 250,000 assets, but nobody was doing their job properly and tagging it. So you had terabytes of data that was wasting space and wasting money and time.
Well, that's exactly it. Why have all this content and it's not going to come to use?
Right.
So the AI, it's frankly, I'm astounded every time we use it. It can come back and it can say, that's the red Nissan Altima that's in a shot that's being on a desert scene with a blue moon behind it. And that AI will bring it to you instantly. You don't have to do anything other than just simply turn it on. One of our features that we're displaying here at Nomad, we're very excited by, is a new big blue button. That's it. That's the whole feature. You push the blue button, and now you've got all the AI comes to life behind the scenes.
Amazing. And I think of some film facilities, and they literally have an I/O station, they call it, and they have an I/O person that then loads all that stuff in and has to tag it. But this changes everything.
Well, it does, but more importantly, you can actually tie it into that. The humans are still valuable. I don't want to make it seem like the AI does everything.
Well, I get it, but I think it helps the humans do their job and do it faster, get access to the footage faster and more efficiently.
Well, that's exactly right. In fact,
find the right footage.
Well, and let the humans do the thing they're good at.
Right.
The AI is going to do an amazing job, but if that piece of content is tied to a specific project, to a specific shoot, maybe it's out there in a specific area of the world, maybe the human knows that, and the AI can't ever figure that out,
Sure.
so we marry it together.
Right.
So we actually allow the human to still do some of that management, but we don't focus exclusively on AI. The second piece that's important too is that there's a lot of AI out there today. Everybody's talking about it. There's a million different models. So what we've done is we take the individual models that are the most relevant for our types of content, and we run the right ones at the right times. So the humans don't have to figure that technology piece out either.
It's so crazy, right? It's so exciting, because I mean, the thought of just loading the footage in and going and having your lunch and coming back, and when you come back, you can actually create a production without having to search through dozens or hundreds of hours of footage,
Well, that actually leads to the second half of it, which is that now the AI can not only help you search, but it also can help you do the things like highlights. There could be an hour of video, and we'll actually analyze that hour, come up with the top 3 highlights and the most exciting elements. We have a really great demonstration that we do with the Terminator, and it finds some of those really cool scenes in it, and it knows that that's the most exciting part in the video. It highlights those, creates a 10-second clip for you, even puts a caption underneath that says the villain is doing this, that, or the other, and the AI figures it all out, and it's now completely at your disposal. You can now use it, you can share it, social media, it's amazing.
So how the heck does it know?
I have no idea.
Exactly. It's a living thing. We can't know what it's thinking inside its head, right?
If I knew that, I'd probably be in a whole different business.
Exactly. So, all right, so do you have any news or announcements to share with us?
I'd say that probably the biggest ones are around that generative AI. But Fight Club, we don't talk about generative AI. We talk about the blue button and being able to bring that to customers' use very easily. What's most important about it is that as a business user, I don't want to know about all the techie stuff. I just want to type in that simple thing and say, this is what I'm looking for. So for us, it's the more we get into this, the more features we release, the simpler they become, and the more easy they are to use. That's going to be one of the biggest things we've released today.
Wow, that's super exciting. How can NAB attendees learn more about your company?
So we're also very excited. We've got a new booth this year. We're here in the West Hall, West Hall 1359.
Okay.
So love to be able to come by. We've got 7 different demo stations set up, and we're doing live demonstrations on the fly with, in fact, you'd give us your search term, and we're finding it in the media.
Very cool, very cool. Well, thank you so much, Adam Miller of Nomad Media, coming from a sunny place, Southern California, Fort Lauderdale here. That's awesome.
Love it.